Nations cannot unite. Only people can unite.
Michelantonio Celestino Onofrio Vaccaro, Tony, was born in Pennsylvania in 1922. Orphaned by the age of 4, Tony was moved to Bonefro, Italy, to be raised by a cruel and abusive uncle, who nevertheless introduced him to photography. When World War II broke out, the American ambassador in Rome ordered Tony to return to the United States. Reunited with his sisters, Tony finished high school in New Rochelle, New York. Bertram Lewis, Tony's high school teacher, encouraged him with an apprenticeship in photography. Lewis quite rightly declared Tony was born to be a photographer.
In 1944, at the age of 21, Tony was drafted into World War II, and he landed on Omaha Beach 6 days after the first invasion. Tony had applied to be a Signal Corps photographer, but was declared too young. Determined to document his experience, Tony brought along a small camera. For the next 272 days, through France, Belgium, and on to Germany, Tony photographed his personal witness to the brutality of war. His perspective was not that of a war photographer or a conflict photographer. It was a true documentation of frontline death, survival, snow and bitter cold, brief moments of joy, and emotional devastation. At the war's end, Tony confronted the reality that he had little to return to in the United States. He began photographing the reconstruction of Europe for Stars and Stripes magazine, working through his nightmares of war. He found humanity in the faces of the people he photographed as they began to rebuild their communities and their lives. He found empathy and hope. He was healing.
Tony's photographic transition from war and its aftermath was a deliberate one, an antidote, if you will, to man's inhumanity to man. Tony focused his lens on those who gave the world something of value: artists, architects, composers, politicians, and especially beautiful women.
Tony's vast archive is a step-by-step illustration of his will to live and to advance the power of beauty in this life.
Patience. You have to wait for the right moment. This is it. This is not it, not it, and then something happens and bang, and you click at the same time. You coordinate what you see with what you do. To do this at the right time, Maria, look at me. To do this with what's here, that's the trick. When you do it right. And that's why very often I was the best photographer, because I waited for the right moment